What's going on, y'all? So listen. Hey, y'all, what's going on? I don't know why I came started off like that. Girl, what is going on? Nothing much over here. Nothing much over here. Just the weather playing crazy games. Like, oh my goodness. Um, Tuesday, no, Monday, it was like 70 some degrees outside. Okay, we had a blast. This weekend it was alright. We did get a little bit of cold, a little bit of rain mostly, but definitely Monday was a good day. Tuesday, all of a sudden, like the rain just started coming down out of nowhere. I was at work, and I was like, "Now hold on." Now when I came outside, it was a little bit warm, and I'm at work for a good hour or so, maybe three, and all of a sudden, boom! And I said, "Hold on." It just started coming down a little bit, and then it started coming down like a fire hydrant and a fire hose all on at the same time, all over the world. And I was just like, what is all of this? I mean, it was just so loud. And then it stopped. And then I went home. And then I was home for like a little bit, and then all of a sudden it started again. And I know we kept on getting all these notifications. It was scary yesterday. I ain't even gonna hold y'all, because they was like, it's gonna be a thunderstorm coming or whatever. Y'all be prepared. I'm getting notifications from my building and everything. They telling us, listen, if you got some loose stuff out on your balconies and stuff like that, bring it inside, because we about to have a time. I said, girl, what? I'm looking at the weather stuff. I said, don't say that like that's supposed to be happening. I'm getting all these notifications. Girl, could have fooled me, bitch. Okay? I mean, I looked outside when I was at work, and it was just foggy as shit. But it wasn't raining. It hadn't even started raining yet. And I was like, that weird. That's weird. It looks so scary. And then it started raining. Then I come home. Thank goodness I didn't get caught in the rain when I was coming home. But once I came home, girl, that rain started coming down. The thunder, the lightning. Some of y'all be like, I can sleep through that. I can sleep through that. How? You couldn't sleep through this shit because it felt like the damn building was about to fall. Okay? It sounded like freight trains, Mack trucks, and all of everything was just colliding. And then the sky was just playing games with the lights and everything. I said, oh, please stop. And please die. Girl, I don't like that. I don't like that. Some of y'all do. I be in here paranoid. But anyway, yeah, girl, that's what was going on. And then let me tell you something. It was a decent day today. Girl, I looked outside probably around, I'll say 3 some. Why was it snowing? Excuse me. It just torrential goddamn hurricane rain the night before, and you mean to tell me it's gonna start snowing at 3 something in the afternoon? And then it was big ass flakes. I don't even know when it really started. I just wound up looking. I said, oh my goodness, there's some big ass flakes outside. What is going on? And it was just coming down. But mind you, it's warm outside, so what was the point? You could have just made it rain, Lord. Okay, you could have just made it rain. You was just trying to get the last of that snow out. You got to use it up before you lose it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Let that be it. Let that be it. Stop playing up there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, girl, that's all that was going on. Let me tell y'all something. To the mamas and stuff who got, y'all be going, listen, I be eavesdropping on the conversations that be going on at my job. And it was this lady, she was there with this other lady. And the mamas and stuff, they be coming over there, taking the kids to the library. The little toddlers, they be in there. First of all, they're babies. They don't give a good goddamn. Take them to daycare. So I guess it's cheaper to take them to the library than to take them. My bad, I hit the wrong button. I was trying to minimize. I wound up stopping the video anyway. And if you heard that little beep in the back, I was deleting some stuff, putting it on the hard drive, transferring stuff, trying to multitask. But yeah, girl, they'll bring them to the library. The kid ain't nothing but a baby, okay? This lady and this other lady, they was up there chatting it up. They gonna get ready to go, right? And then this other lady comes. She was like, the white lady was like, oh my God, this is my friend right here. You know, she's from Germany. This is the one I wanted to tell you about. And so the German lady, she was just like, oh, okay, you could tell she didn't really give a good goddamn. All right, she didn't give a good goddamn. And then the other lady, she looked like she probably was a little bit of, probably, I could say Indian or something like that, or some, could be Middle Eastern or whatever. Either way, I don't want to get it wrong, but she was non-white, okay? She was a minority. And then, you know, they talking for a second, and you could tell that the lady didn't really want to talk. And she was like, all of us, she said, well, yeah, I'm going to have to go because I got to go, you know, I had to pay my meter and all that stuff, whatever. And just so that they can end the conversation. Mind you, the white lady, she hyping her up to the other white lady in front of her face, right? Okay, cool. So as soon as she leaves, Miss White Lady tell Miss Germany, yeah, you know, she could be kind of annoying. At one time, like earlier today, like she called me like 10:30 at night or whatever and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And then I said, what? You was just being all nice and goody with her while she was there. You was hyping her up to Miss Germany. And then as soon as she leaves, she's annoying as fuck to you. But then you say, you know what? But also, she going through a hard time too with her husband. You know, they're in therapy and everything as well. I said, hold on, me listening like this. That's your friend? That's supposed to be your friend? But she kept on saying, but you know, she's a good person. Like, she's so nice. She's so sweet. But you just said she annoying as fuck. She woke you up at the middle of the night when you finally went to sleep, whatever she was doing. Then you telling her business about how she got to go to therapy with her husband. They got problems going on too. And then the way that she said too was like either she got some issues going on in her households as well, or some other people that she been talking to got some problems going on too. And she was like, yeah, because, you know, my husband, he's at home. And I said, oh, bitch, you got issues going on at your household, huh? Because the way she said, girl, my husband at home too. He decided to stay home today. I said, but why would you tell that lady all of that? Miss Germany didn't give a good goddamn, okay? Miss Germany just wanted to get up there and to play with a kid and to go home, okay? She was trying to get up out of her face and without telling her, girl, we can talk about this later. And every time Miss Girl tried to go upstairs to get up there to the play area for the kid, Miss White Lady sitting there and she's still talking. Eventually, you know, she finally said, you know what, let me go ahead and get ready to go. She was like, yeah, girl, bye. Girl, them ladies do not really like each other. Their mamas don't really like each other, baby. Y'all be talking cash shit about each other behind y'all backs, okay? I just want y'all to know that. They'll never see this, so they don't know. But yeah, I was sitting there listening. I said, girl, what? You just talk shit? Don't tell my business to no stranger. You're trying to get to know me. Don't tell my business to no stranger like that. That lady didn't need to know that they was going through some issues. Girl, anyway. How y'all day been? Girl, I hope it's been better than everybody else's and all the bullshit that's going on in the world. Girl, I don't know how this video gonna turn out. Listen, if I don't review something anymore and you don't see it and it's been weeks, you don't need to keep on asking about it because I'm not reviewing it. You don't see it. And this is not me getting an attitude or having shade or whatever. It's just somebody said something about something that I used to review and was like, oh, and she refuses to answer. And it's like, then give us an explanation. I don't owe you an explanation. If you don't see it, you don't see it. Okay? I don't have to give you an explanation. No shade. And that's because this person is annoying as hell. No shade. The one that said that, I was just like, what? How about I was just tagged? There it is. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. And mind you, the show that they're talking about, I haven't even watched it in months. So, hey, it is what it is. If you don't see it on the channel, you don't see it on the channel. It ain't no deep thing. I just stopped reviewing stuff. That's just what it is, okay? Move on to somebody that's doing it. Anyway, moving on from that. Oh, please. I don't want to make it sound like because I love y'all or whatever, but, you know, I'm PMSing. There it is, bitch. But when I say motherfuckers be irritating me, yeah, that's one of them. Anyway, moving on from that, let's get into some news, girl. Let me tell y'all something. Sunday. Y'all watching the Oscars this Sunday? It is this Sunday, right? Y'all watching is it this Sunday? It is. The 15th, right? Yeah. Y'all, I gotta go to work on election day. doing the election stuff on the 7th, on the 17th, which is Tuesday. So I gotta work late. Work until 9 o'clock. Ain't that about a bitch? Anyway, but yeah, girl, y'all watching the Oscars, who y'all got to win and all that stuff. Girl, I don't give a good goddamn. Hopefully sinners come up on some stuff. Hopefully a lot of black people win. Just if you on Twitter, hit me up, and I just need one person, but I know it's gonna be multiple, y'all. Hit me up and say, hey, the cast of Sinner, Miles and them and Raphael Sadiq, they about to get up there and they about to perform and all that stuff, because that's what they've been hyping it up on Twitter and all that stuff. The main accounts are saying that we don't want to miss it and that they coming together. So I'm thinking what they probably gonna do is recreate that scene, that one particular scene in Sinners. Y'all know which one that is, the most powerful scene. So yeah, that's probably the only thing that I really want to see. Rooting for everyone that's black, so that's all that it is to it. Meanwhile, let's get down to what happened this past Sunday. Girl, Rihanna, Robin Fenty, you might want to stay out of the country for a minute, okay? Because people are playing games. Things are getting out of hand, okay? And this always goes back to what I say about stan culture. And I don't even feel like it even got any, you don't even have to be a stan. Some people lose sight of reality and lose touch with reality as well. I don't understand. Is it parasocial? But then again, in this case, I can't necessarily say it's parasocial. Can you? Because what wound up happening is Rihanna's home in LA wound up getting shot up, okay? And this woman, her name is Ivana Lizette Ortiz, right? She rolled up to her home. Mind you, she's from Orlando, Florida. So she drove all the way up from Orlando to the West Coast. So you gotta go up. That is a long ass fucking ride. Now I don't know if she drove or if she took a plane. Either way, that's a long ass ride. That's hours. If you drove, that's probably a couple of days. If you're going nonstop, if you're taking breaks. Bitch, what? She came up here, up to LA, found Rihanna's home, took a semi-automatic weapon, an AR-15, popped it 10 times at her home. I saw the video or the photo of the bullet holes that was in the house. I said, oh my goodness. Mind you, Rihanna was there with A$AP Rocky. I believe one of their parents was there. A few members of her staff was there, plus her kids. Bitch, do you know that would have made me say, you know what? Fuck y'all. And I never step foot up in this country again if I was her. Because why would you do some shit like that? Why would you do some shit like that? Mind you, this girl, and this is like, would you call it parasocial? Because in my mind, when I hear about parasocial relationships with people, it's when people think that this certain person or whatever, they get so hooked and intertwined in them and feel as though they have this real connection with them. This is on a whole nother level. It's given very much like Rebecca Schaefer. It's given very much like all of these other entertainers that have had, what's that girl? The one, I don't know if she came from American Idol or X Factor. I think her last name was Grimmy. The guy that came up to her while she was at her concert and wound up taking her life. It's given that. You know what I'm saying? It's given the guy who killed John Lennon. It's given the guy who killed Versace. It's given all of those type of stalkerish type of situations, right? Because I just never understand that ideology and that mindset of hating someone so bad or loving someone so much that don't know you that you will want to take their life. So you hate them so much to take their life and they did nothing to you. And then the other ones, also the ones that love the person so much and they take their life, that one definitely doesn't understand to me. It doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, this girl, it's not something that just started. because I didn't see, and this brings out the ugly. Like, stan culture has really been bringing out the very vile and evilness that's deep inside a lot of people. And that is crazy and that is disgusting. And I feel like everybody needs to take a look, and they need to take a breath, and they need to take a step back, and they need to do some internal work, and they need to do some introspective work on themselves and self-reflection, because the fact that you are gloating and you are okay with the fact that this happened to this woman and her child, her children, her family could have been hurt in the process. She could have been hurt in the process. Lives could have been lost, and you are making it about stan shit. Like, what is really going on? Again, I understand going up for a person and supporting them, being fans or whatever, but it gets to a point where you do too fucking much for a person that don't know you. And if you go to jail for doing something in the name of or behind that they didn't tell you to do, you're going to stay in jail. You're going to stay in jail. They're not going to reach out to you. They're not going to post your bail. They're not going to get you the best lawyer in the world. They're not going to testify for you. They're not going to do anything to you or for you. They're not even going to acknowledge you. Okay? 9 out of 10, depending on how big that situation may get, they will denounce you and say, that's not what I'm about. So I'm confused. But then you do got some people that breathe that type of shit. And they breathe that atmosphere and want their fans to do stuff like that. There's plenty of artists that do that, and celebrities, and, you know, from sports and all of this other stuff that do shit like that. And if their fans go out and do some shit like this, they once again aren't going to support them. They're going to be like, I don't know who that motherfucker is. And it's like, y'all got to be, it's mental. It has to be mental as fuck, because it's like, what is going on in your life that you attach yourself so hard to another person that doesn't know you in the real world and never will know you, right? Or you meet a person and you say, hey, I'm a fan or whatever, and then, oh, okay, that's cool. And that's all the interaction that you ever have, and you take that and run with it as if that person knows you personally after that. No. Stan culture is so dangerous. Stalker culture is even more dangerous. Stan culture and stalker culture at this point is damn near the same. It's damn near the same. This girl has been doing all of this and posting all these crazy stuff about Rihanna for years. For years. She made Rihanna practically her number one enemy, as if Rihanna knew that lady and, you know, was actually doing something to that lady. It's just like, it's this person on TikTok who literally feels as though Justin Bieber was making songs about her. When he be tweeting and saying things, it's about her and all of this stuff and woo. That is crazy. You know, that is scary. And then it's like she had a hit list as well. It's like, why do you have beef with celebrities? Like, you're beefing with people that don't even fucking know you. You're putting your life, your freedom, your livelihood on the line for people that don't even know you. Okay? And it's like, is it worth it? Now you get arrested. All of these years of being mentally unwell, obviously. You go and you do your plan, whatever that was. Now you get arrested and you get held on bail for $10.2 million. I said, God damn, bitch. So they did go and do a little arraignment or whatever, and they reduced the bail to 1.8. Either way, the lady ain't getting out of jail, okay? And I think she got charged with like 13 or 14 counts of stuff, including attempted murder, use of a firearm, assault with a semi-automatic firearm, shooting into inhabited dwelling with enhancements and all of that stuff. Bitch, you're not getting out. And truth be told, I don't understand why it's just attempted murder, one attempted murder count. It should have been attempted murder for everybody that was in there. Maybe because her target was just Rihanna and everybody else just so happened to be in there. I feel so bad. I feel bad for it. Like, bitch, why do y'all want to get Why y'all want to be famous? I don't understand it. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't want to live my life being scared. I don't want to. Girl, it's a lot. It's stressful as shit. Okay, being in the spotlight, and you ain't even gotta be you could be a regular person and have a stalker. Girl, I told y'all the story about that. When I got with my ex like a few years ago, bitch, out of nowhere, we had got a stalker. I got a stalker that was just trying to break up the relationship. Mind you, never found out who the fuck it was. And I'm like, who is this? And why are you doing this? Like, what is going on? I used to have one day, used to make different accounts on here, on Twitter and all that stuff. Girl, it's crazy. It's crazy. Y'all got to be careful. And again, nothing of this is a laughing matter. Nothing of this is to say, oh, well, you should have did this or you should have. No. These are people's lives that are being fucked with. And you could easily, like, y'all don't understand. And it just reminds me of, remember when that whole situation happened with that rapper Chica, and then they had that one person that drove past her apartment and all that stuff? Like, what are y'all doing? Do y'all know that y'all can go to jail for stuff like that? The dude DL Whisper, he did exactly that, and he's in jail now. Do he have people that's actually showing up to the courtroom, and he's facing 10 years? He's facing 10 years. Are y'all showing up to the courtroom who egged that shit on and loved his antics and all that stuff and still trying to make it seem like T.S. Madison and them did something to him first? No, he's just a hateful person. That's just what it is. People keep asking, what did they do to him? Absolutely the fuck nothing. He targeted them. Why? Because he don't like trans people, specifically trans women. He's internally homophobic. A gay man that is internally homophobic. And I'm going to keep bringing it up and talking about it, okay? Because it's all connected. It's all connected. This mindset of hate, of evilness. Like, what is going on, you know? And it's this stand culture because some of y'all stands act the same fucking way. And we have to understand it. I don't care what group you are or who you stand for. Some of y'all act the same fucking way and don't know how to just differentiate from what's real and what's not with these artists, with these celebrities, with these sports stars, with these. You got O'Shea fucking Jackson, Ice Cube Jr. on Twitter at the moment, crashing the fuck out over the fact that Bam Adebayo, I don't know, Asian Wilson boyfriend, Miami Heat versus the Wizards. They played the game last night. Bam made 83 points. He broke Kobe Bryant's record of 81 points in the night, one game. He is second now to Wilt Chamberlain, who did 100. O'Shea and some other fans of Kobe and all that, they're on Twitter just crashing out and just crying over the fact that this man broke the record because it wasn't LeBron who did it, because it wasn't this or whatever. So therefore, because it's another person that's not big named or whatever that you expected or you will want, now everything is manufactured. Now the game is rigged or whatever. It's a fucking record that is meant to be broken, okay? And at the end of the day, you're crying over something that you can never do. You are a grown-ass man, Ice Cube Jr. You are a grown-ass man. You probably can't even jump that high to get a fucking basket. And you are on the goddamn internet crying about the fact that Kobe's record got broken and that it was done by this person and you felt like this was rigged and all this shit. Bitch, shut the fuck up. It's just a goddamn game, okay? Records are meant to be broken. And I saw some of that shit, and I'm like, no, points are points, and that's just really what it is. You just can't take the fact that Kobe is number 3 right now, okay? Like, that's what fucking happens. And then there's going to be somebody that's going to come along and going to break Wilt Chamberlain's record and be number 1. That's what fucking happens. What about that don't y'all get? Why are you crying so much? Just appreciate, like, you literally just took away a little bit from a beautiful moment that happened. That man was in awe. He didn't realize that that was going to happen. He had his mother there. He had his, I was about to say his wife. They might as well just go ahead and get married because they love the shit out of each other. And that is that's literally Quincy and Monica without all the bullshit, okay? Without, I'll play you for my heart. Girl, Love and Basketball is a horror story. I just want y'all to understand that. As an adult, I see that now, okay? It was cute when I was a kid when I first saw it. As an adult, with mature eyes, I'll play you for your heart. Bitch, what? And then you gonna beat me? You gonna beat me on purpose? Get the fuck out of here. Okay? Now, they really love each other. They was on that, oh, I just love them. I love them together. Please don't have nothing bad come out. He had her on the podium at the press conference, all that shit. I love that shit. Can we celebrate that too? Like, you're taking away from a fucking beautiful ass moment because you crying and bitching about a goddamn point, a record that you couldn't even break, bitch. And then you got Nick, what the Nick, what he used to be a basketball player. He the one that used to be, he Iggy Azalea, ex and her baby daddy, one of her baby daddy. How many kids she got? I know they got one kid together, I think. Do they got a kid together? They used to go together, whatever the fuck. He pissed off about it saying the same damn things too. And I'm sitting here like, nigga, nobody even remember what the fuck you did when you was on your fucking team, when you was playing game. Okay? Bitch, I don't even remember you playing basketball. What I remember your ass from is being on these reality TV shows. Okay? That's it. College Hill, probably couples retreat. That's it. Okay? Like, hush. You can't do what dude did. And that's what it is. All this jealousy. And then it's just, it's crazy. The hate and all of that stuff. Y'all gotta calm the fuck down. Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be enjoyment. It's supposed to be enjoyment. And y'all not making it fun. Y'all making it psychotic, you know? But again, the stan culture has gotten out of hand. Because one thing about it, two things for sure. I don't give a fuck what you say about Beyonce. Okay, and that ain't gonna change how I feel. That ain't gonna make me want to go do whatever. Girl, what? I ain't got time for that, bitch. Okay, you don't like her. What the fuck they gotta do with me? Am I gonna blow a gasket or something? No. Am I gonna cuss you out? No. You're entitled to your opinion. I mean, I may not agree with your opinion. I may think your opinion wrong as shit and you stupid as shit. But at the end of the day, that's your opinion. And we can go about our lives, you know? I'm not finna make you feel bad or whatever, and I'm not finna drag you and all of this stuff, bitch. I don't care. I like who I like, you like who you like, and that's how it should be. At one point, we were a proper country because that once was how it was. Nowadays, you can't say shit about certain people without, girl, fuck all of that shit. Moving on, Rihanna, I hope you are okay mentally as well and surrounded by love and all that shit. Bitch, Rihanna ain't giving us, I seen a little snippet where she was up in the studio playing. Bitch, she just got an excuse to say no more music for real. I was just playing in, and I really was thinking about it, but now put a kibosh on that bitch. I'm going to Barbados, okay? I'm out the fucking country. I'm not coming back. I wouldn't blame her. I would not blame her. But yeah, let that be an example and let that be a fucking lesson to y'all asses. Also, let's talk about Tasha K right quick. I will never forget somebody had suggested that I try to link up with Tasha K and have her let her be a what the fuck? I can't even get those words out because what? And I was just really confused why they would even say that to me because and mention that, put that as a comment to have look at her as a mentor. I said, girl, what? I don't subscribe to what she does. I don't like what she does. No, because I see right through that. I'm not messy like that. I don't get off of telling people business and making up lies just to get views and to get, tractions and stuff. If I'm getting on here and I'm telling y'all some stuff that's going on, what I'm telling y'all is what I read in the blogs, okay? What I've seen on social media. These are not the thoughts that's coming up from me. I'm not making up these stories, okay? I intertwine stories that I know about, my own personal life stories. Yeah, that's what I talk about for real, for real. But all this other stuff, that's just me talking about and giving my opinion about what's in blogs and stuff like that and what's in the actual news. I'm not making up shit. Okay, we're discussing. We having girl talk. We having guy talk. We having friend talk. That's what we are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making up stuff to try to fuck with a person's livelihood and to make them feel like a shitty person or whatever. That's just not me. That's not my character. You're right. So to even have suggested that, I was like, bitch, what? Maybe they just didn't know who I was, okay, to even suggest that. But I'm saying all of this because a situation happened maybe a day or two ago with Bondi Blue. Y'all know that's my sis, okay? We literally came up together in the YouTube arena and all that stuff. And I really hate that there are people, because of this situation, that's trying to say that it's crazy how she flipped on Tasha K when Tasha K got her to where she's at. When in all actuality, Bondi Blue had already hit over 100K before she even got linked up with Tasha K. Okay? Bondi Blue was already into this thing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to have to be real. Just like she was being real about what was going on, because in one of her videos or whatever, talking about this whole situation with Tasha K and Cardi B, and Cardi B bringing her back to court or whatever, trying to have a sit down and want to go through all of her shit with a fine tooth comb to see where the fuck the money at, because you fucked up a good sweet ass deal that you had, but we'll get there in a second, because you couldn't shut the fuck up and leave that lady alone. So Bondi had basically, said that the lady, I think she said something about her being like transphobic and homophobic and all this stuff. And what really irks me when you call certain people that, when their track record shows that, you have people who are like, well, I'm trans and I don't see you being transphobic. I'm gay. I'm lesbian. I don't see you being homophobic. Y'all are dumb. And y'all love to make excuses just because you don't like certain things. And it's like some people didn't know that. I'm surprised that people didn't know that there are, gay people can be transphobic. Lesbians can be transphobic. Gay men can like dislike or be discriminatory to lesbians, and lesbian can be discriminatory to gay men. You know what I'm saying? Just the same way, like you have colorism going on in the black community and other, things, whatever. You have that. You can have top shaming, bottom shaming, verse shaming. This whole situation, bitch, we finna get into it a little bit. Just pull up a fucking chair for a second, cause we got to this whole situation. Like, I need my gays who watch me to please explain this shit to me, because if you don't be on TikTok, you probably don't know what's going on. This whole situation between Saucy Santana, and his ex-boyfriend, Noop. They broke up. Whatever. Noop didn't put all his business out there. And then Raymonte got involved in all this shit or whatever. And then it's like, people start basically femme shaming the girls and all that stuff, and bottom shaming the girls. My thing is, why are y'all bottom shaming bottoms when, if you're gay, you need a bottom because y'all want to fuck each other, right? You want to put your penis in something, right? So you need a bottom to do that. So why are you shaming the bottom instead of uplifting? Because them the ones that's getting you, like, that's how you getting your nuts off, unless y'all circle jerking each other. I'm confused as why we doing that. Like, girl, what? That really so stupid. But yeah, somebody from the gays, y'all explain that dumb shit to me. Because, okay, well, you shame the bottom so bad and the bottom stops fucking with y'all. So now the top's about to turn into bottoms or whatever, or y'all just finna just be jerking each other off. That's all y'all finna do? Like, come on, it don't make sense, right? But back to the whole Tasha K thing. A person can act and work with a person and appreciate the use a group of people to get to where they need to get to, and still have discriminatory, prejudice, bigoted, and homophobic, transphobic, racist thoughts and all that stuff about them, sexist, and be misogynistic as fuck behind the scenes, and even right to your face. And it's a lot of people that know that, and they will just go ahead and put it to the side because they quote unquote like a certain thing that they said. I may not agree with all the things that you said, but I agree with this part and I like this part, so let me subscribe. That's what a lot of y'all do. That's what a lot of y'all do. Okay? It's up there with, hate the creator, but I love the product. Y'all know what I was about to say, too. Separate art from the person and all that stuff. That's what y'all do. That's what y'all do. They really was making R. Kelly trend on TikTok, and y'all was doing TikTok dances and shit like that. I really feel like if you out here still supporting R. Kelly, you shouldn't give a damn about what's going on with the Epstein list. I don't want to see you talking about nothing about, release it and lock the people up when you still out here protecting a fucking predator, okay? Because he was doing stuff with young girls, underage girls as well, just like Epstein's, and y'all out here protecting that and still supporting that. Because every time you stream, if you haven't already brought the stuff, every time you stream, you're putting money in his account. But hey, I'm just saying, that's just how I think of things, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you may think differently. Somebody gonna say, bitch, I'm so tired. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Anyway, but yeah, with the Tasha K thing, like, girl, people can be talking and using, we see this, like, Nikki, she don't fuck with them y'all gays like that, but she used the platform to get where she at. Okay, she played into it. We see it so many times, okay? We see so many people that use a certain group of people to get to where they need to go, and then we'll flip on them, or their true colors come out. And so that's what I think about when, you got people saying, well, I don't see how she say you homophobic or you transphobic. Tasha K is very much homophobic and transphobic, allegedly. That's what she comes off as. If you can get up there and do the shit that you do, like, come on, we're not, it's just like Jess Hilarious trying to act like she's not. She definitely is, So there's that. Bondi Blue called this out, and apparently somebody must have sent a clip of what she said to Tasha K, and then Tasha K posted it on her Instagram and calling her blunt head and all this stuff or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. Here's my thing about it. So you open up a whole case for your followers to come and talk shit about Bondi and all this stuff, her followers to do this or whatever. Mind you, I'm going to be real with you, Bondi. Because just like, and I love it, I want, you cannot call yourself a friend of someone if they can't be real. If they got to kiss your ass all the time. And I feel like that's what Tasha K wanted Bondi to do, even if they weren't working together or nothing like that. Didn't want her to speak her mind and say what she needed to say, and took that as hate or whatever. No, I could just call shit out and ain't got no problem with you. But you took that to heart. And I mean, like Bondi said in her live, why are you getting upset at the things that you are? If it's true, like, it's true. So, like, whatever. But my thing of it is, when it comes to that whole situation, Bondi, and this is me knowing you and all that stuff, and hey, here's the thing. I'm not going to lie and say, I'm going to be real. When I first seen that you linked up with Tasha K and you was over there on her platform and all that stuff, I was confused as shit. Because I ain't understand it. I did not understand it. I was like, where are we going with this? No shade. No shade at all. And no disrespect. I was just like, you too good for that. You too good to be over on that platform. You too good, and you are too intelligent for that audience. Because them motherfuckers, and it used to piss me off so fucking bad. No fucking shade, Bondi, if you're watching, okay? That shit pissed me off so bad when her clips of you will randomly pop up on my goddamn Instagram, because I do not follow Tasha K. pop up on my Instagram, and it was when you was on the show, and she posted clips or whatever, and I'm reading the comments, and people are being so fucking negative. Like, you don't want to see people that you fuck with and that you rock with and got a good heart and all that stuff, regardless of what other people that don't know you personally feel, saying all this dumb shit. Cause you too fucking smart for these motherfuckers. Motherfuckers, I feel like that follow Tasha K, y'all simple-minded as hell. Well, some of y'all. A majority of y'all. Okay? I'm sorry, that's just how I feel. And they used to irk me so fucking much just seeing that shit. And I'm like, damn, like, at least limit the comments or whatever and all that. And I know she got thick skin, she can handle it or whatever. But as the person that know it, like, it just really pissed me off. Okay? And that's exactly what she did this time too. Putting that post up there to make it seem like Bondi was her enemy, and it really wasn't. At the end of the day, Bondi, you should have never went over there to that bitch. I'm keeping it real. You never should have went over there to that platform because of the simple fact and the history history has shown us. This is literally what she does. She's been beefed out with everybody that she didn't work with. Okay, and so like, don't respond nothing else to it. What you said on your live on Instagram is what you said, and just ignore that shit, please. Okay. I'm always Team Bondi and will always be Team Bondi. And then when it comes to Tasha K, baby girl, let me tell you something. You getting upset and getting in your feelings and going on spaces and doing this whole rant and crashing out and making it seem like you are a fucking victim in this whole situation between you and Cardi B. You are no victim, and I don't give a good goddamn who want to make it seem and hype her up and make it seem like she is a victim. She's not a victim. Talking about this person trying to make it so that my kids won't eat and they ain't got a place to stay. I never say that. I don't care. I would never say that about my bitch. You did that. You affect the way that she outwardly said it, but you was affecting her livelihood by putting out false information too. You cannot do bullshit to other people, to a person, and then expect grace from them when they get your ass back and they call you on it. No. And then this whole situation with the money. Yeah. She actually was trying to give you a little grace because she did what I wouldn't have done. Okay? You got found guilty and said that you got to owe $4 million. You went back to court eventually and she said, you know what? I'll make it so that you give me 1.2. Okay? And it will be done. You then, in turn, after a while, when she got with Stefan, when the album came out, and all of this stuff that was going on, you were inserting and you was doing all this stuff, not necessarily mentioning her, but you're going through her people and all this stuff. We saw what was going on. Everything is fucking on the internet. Okay? Everything is fucking public. People are not dumb. And that is exactly why she took your ass back and said, no, bitch, we're going to take that 1.2 that I wanted to just let you pay. And now we're going to reinstate and say, pay that whole $4 million. And now you're crashing out because of that and making it seem like somebody is coming after you and they being demonic and evil and all this shit. Bitch, you're no fucking victim. You did this to yourself because all you had to do is what? Take the fucking videos down. That's it. Take them down. And she would have just said fuck it and moved on. But you let your pride and your ego and all of that get into the way. And you thought that lady was bluffing. And she wasn't. And because of that, you owe this woman this money. Because of that, you in a dire strait of a situation. You know? And now your people don't like Cardi. Your fans don't like Cardi. But then you got to put this GoFundMe up to get money to help pay this money back to Cardi. So now they put money up in Cardi's pocket. That is so funny to me. That is so funny to me. Like, and it didn't have to be, baby. It didn't have to be. And I ain't got no problem with people doing gossip and stuff like that. It's just that when you put up shit that's just like, Tasha K is one step up from media takeout to me. Because if you, girl, media takeout, you did not get your information from media takeout and think that shit was serious. You went on media takeout when you needed some shits and giggles. Media takeout was like the National Enquirer. Okay? Aliens have invaded the earth and got this person pregnant. That is media takeout and their headlines. You in 2026, if you are going on media takeout to get the news, something is actually wrong with you. Okay, something is actually wrong with you. She's on that level. If you ask me, she's just a step and a half above. Okay, a step and a half above, but they still in the same area. All right, just putting out salacious shit just to get attention, drawn to the things or whatever. Just taking interviews and doing this and doing that. Like it's just it's like okay, and people like that. Like it's something for everybody. All right, do I don't know. I don't know. Well, like I said, Tasha, she's not a victim. She's not a victim. You brought it on yourself. So stop crying about it. Put your GoFundMe up there and let the people do what they gonna do, and just be on your P's and Q's. You can continue doing what you're doing, but just don't mention that girl. All you had to do, and if somebody else reach out to you and be like, take this down, or can you give a retraction? Just do it. Especially when you know. Like, that'll scare me so bad, bitch. I don't want to go back to, like, come on. Anyway, moving on from that. Spend too much time on that. I meant to mention this last week, but it's some British store named Getz. He's on a TV show on Netflix called Supercell. Baby, they sentenced his ass to 12 years to jail, okay? He got to go 12 years behind bars for a hit and run. You are a fucking celebrity, bitch. And you gonna hit a bitch? Bitch, let me tell you something. One thing about Britain, okay, in the UK, the first time I ever heard something about a CCTV, bitch, I was looking at like Black Mirror and what's the name? Orphan. Girl, I need to go back. I'm finna go back and I'm finna rewatch because I actually like that show. Mind you, I can't really stomach too many. No shade to my Brits, okay? It's just the accent. It's just really. I can take it in small doses, you know? I can take it in small doses, okay? And no, I wasn't trying to do your accent. That just came out that way. I don't know what the fuck that was. But I can take it in small doses, okay? But, because sometimes I be like, what are you saying? Let me put the sign. But then again, I'm getting old anyway. So I be like, put the subtitles in, bitch. I don't watch anything without subtitles. Girl, what? It makes me hear better. Mind you, I don't read the subtitles. It's just, I gotta know that the words is at the, just in case I need to. Okay? Because that's like, girl, what? So there's a show called Supercell. Like, that was when I first heard about the CCTVs and everything. Because every time they be like, look up the CCTV, look up the CC. I said, damn, is it all over the goddamn country? Basically. Okay? And so if you know your country is full of CCTVs, and I'm pretty sure they got them here now too. Girl, how you gonna hit and run like that? And you on a TV show that's popular? And now your ass is in jail. And I think did the person die? What they say, he a rapper too. The rapper and Supercell actor, Justin Clark Samuel. Good Christian name. Reportedly pleaded guilty to causing the death, of a 20-year-old. God damn. Hit and fucking run. Nice looking man too. Oh. Y'all, if you get in trouble, like, you got into an accident. You know? You'll probably get it. 9 out of 10, you probably, especially if you caused the accident because it was a hit and run. You hit and you ran. If you would have stayed, you probably would have got a little bit of time, or you could have got a little bit of probation. You know what I'm saying? Because you wasn't really trying to do it. Were you under the influence of anything? Mind you, this happened October the 18th. Was this last year? He was also banned for driving for 17 years. He's 41 years old. You 41 years old? He look good for 41 years old. You were drinking and driving. Damn. Then again, you probably wouldn't have got 12 years. You got 12 years because you ran. You probably would have got less than that. You definitely was going to go to jail, but you probably would have got less than that. Probably would have got half. I don't know. But yeah, that's the cookie crumbling. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to stop doing that. I know we be scared or whatever, but you got to face the consequences, because once you run, you're going to tack on more shit. You know, it's just not worth it. Also, I forgot to talk about Anderson .Paak. Now, the peoples was so confused when they found out this news talking about that his wife is trying to get what is he trying to get? She want primary physical custody of the kids that they got, um, and visitation, and she want equal spousal support, and wants the court to block him from being awarded support of his own. Now, here's the thing: people really forgot that this man was married in the midst of a divorce, and I can understand why. Okay, because when he popped out with Mariah Carey, I'm still confused about that. Are they friends? Were they friends? Was it like a J Lo and Drake situation? Because y'all remember that was a thing. We still don't know if it was a thing or if it was what. You know, if it one of those situations, which is fine. You know, they used to pop up together. The kids was real all cool with him and all that shit. And then Mariah Carey album came out, and then we ain't see them together no more. Mind you, he's on the album. I'm pretty sure he probably helped produce the bitch. But, and I'm not calling her a bitch, I'm talking about the album. Like, girl, what? It was really, I was like, I just noticed that. And what made me notice that was when all of a sudden, when recently, earlier this year, mind you, we only in March, but it was earlier this year, probably January, early February, something like that. All of a sudden it got news, and camera footage came out of him in the club or in this little restaurant or whatever, lip locking with Jenny Ma. I said, motherfucker, what is going on? What happened to Mariah? No, don't play my girl like that. I need to understand what's going on. Okay? Like, Mariah probably wasn't taking that shit serious anyway, if it was. It probably was just like, you know, little play thing and all that stuff. We friends with a little bit of benefits, and you can't benefit me no more. So go do your thing. That's probably what it was. Y'all remember when Mariah Carey got with that billionaire man and they was supposed to get married? And then they broke up, and she sued his ass for her time being wasted, and he got to give him. You can never make me dislike Mariah Carey. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I aspire, okay? She is an inspiration. I love that lady. First of all, that is my childhood, okay? Woo. I don't give a fuck how she sound now, but back in the day, bitch, you could not touch that lady. Break down. Steady breaking me up down, oh girl. Because I give my all to have just one more night with you. Because you will always be my baby. Do-do-do, down. Do-do-do. Girl, Billy fucking Porter, baby. Why did you get up there and fuck my son up like that? But yeah, Jenny mind him, and then I ain't gonna hold you. Now when I seen that was a thing, and I think it is a thing, that makes more sense, because again, y'all don't know that Innocent Paak is half and half. Like, he half black and I think half Korean or something like that. So, you know, he half black and he half Asian. There it is, okay? So he a Blasian, you know, and so his wife is Asian. And then him being back with another Asian lady, just like his mama and all that stuff, like, that makes more sense. That makes more sense, you know, with Jenny Ma. Jenny Ma was forever like, girl, I can't get past, I like my dark meat on the side. Comment. But anyway, there's that. They're getting divorced. They was together for 13 years, y'all. 13 years. Did y'all see that video? It was a little skit. That Asian lady, I think her name is Leanne Dong. Dong. I think that's her name. And she had that wig on that he be wearing. And it was like when you have cross somebody, he pulled up next time. And the way he jumped up out that goddamn car. When I see short people jump about a big car, it blows me each and every time. And speaking of that wig, I actually listened to Bruno Mars. Now, see, I do like Bruno Mars for the most part. I ain't even gonna hold you, but I'm gonna be honest. Bruno Mars' new album came out, The Romantics, right? It came out, last week or the week before? Girl, I finally got a chance to listen to it. You know, the single, like I said, that first single, it really wasn't moving me or whatever. And then the second single that came out when the album actually dropped, it didn't move me at all. And I said, well, maybe I need to listen to the album when I'm really able to just sit down and digest it like that. And so I did. I was doing my exercise and everything, and so I was really focused on the lyrics and everything. It's a beautiful album. I ain't even gonna hold you, but it's boring as shit to me. It's boring as shit to me. It's like 9 or 10 songs, and I only really like for real that I can give replay value to. Uh, 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 it's one. It's one song. Let me see. That ain't how you spell it. Y'all know I'm good for doing this on here. Y'all probably like, goddamn Ashley. Girl, I be doing shit on the fly. I be doing shit on the fly. Mm. What the track list? Girl. Oh. Why You Wanna Fight? I think that's the one. Why You Wanna Fight? I know it's supposed to be for the romantics or whatever, but it just sounds like one big song a little bit here and there. Little oldies. He done it before. That's what it gives. He's done it before. But I need Silk Sonic to come back. They literally hit it and quit it. They dropped a fucking masterpiece off and left. Okay, I need them to come back together and give us a part two because my goodness, I love Silk Sonic. Anyway, that's that. Abbott Elementary got renewed for season 6. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, girl. I have not watched this last season, this current season. I don't know if it's current season or whichever one. I haven't watched season 5 yet. Okay, I'll get to it, bitch. I have not watched a lot of shows that I used to watch so frequently. I have yet to watch this new season of Grey's Anatomy. Mind you, I think that I still got a couple of more episodes to go. Whatever season this is currently, the season before that, I feel like I'm a few episodes still got left on that. Girl, and once you get behind on Grey's Anatomy, you might as well just give it up, okay? Because that bitch I be seeing people start Grey's Anatomy. Grey's Anatomy got 1,500 seasons. Good luck. Good luck. So I ain't gonna try to make myself get that far back. Oh my God, they don't make TV like they used to. Cause y'all remember Thursday night, bitch, ABC had us locked the fuck in. Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. No, Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. Okay, bitch. And then ABC also used to have Grey's Anatomy, Station 19. Bitch, I love Station 19. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I love me some Station 19. Like, I really wish they would have came back for another season. They ain't have to, I don't know why they canceled it, but they canceled it. I did like me some Station 19, that was cute or whatever. But yeah, girl, ABC used to do the thing for me. They used to do the thing for me. I don't know what the hell is going on now. I just, honestly, I'm just not, and I probably talked about this before, I'm just not really motivated, lately to actually watch television because I find myself when I come home, I don't even turn the TV on. Unless it's something that I actually have to review or, I want to get into that I've been looking forward to seeing, I don't turn the TV on. And if it's something that I actually watch, I'll probably watch it at work. But when I come home, I don't know. Maybe these days it's just like I just need the time to decompress, and I don't even feel like. Cause then sometimes I just find out I realize get your shit together. Sometimes when I do turn the TV on, I'm just trying to find something to watch, and I'll eventually give up because I don't really feel like want to watch stuff. Anybody feel like that? I need something that's gonna get me to be like, oh my God. I have yet to start back. Oh my God, Paradise is back. I gotta finish that. I just watched the new episode of Cross. Girl. How many episodes we supposed to get? Because I'm trying to see how they're gonna wrap this up. Because oh my goodness, the episode, the season is good. It's just that one particular relationship and situationship kind of threw me for a loop. And I said, bitch, what? Y'all already know if you watch it. I ain't going to say put in the comments. Well, no, put it on my community. Well, no, put it in the comments. Okay? Put it in the comments, different shows and things that popular or whatever that you would actually like me to consider watching and discussing and talking about. I'm open to anything at this point. because I gotta get back on my shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, do that. I'm looking more so into the Patreon thing. I'm gonna think about that. And if I do the Patreon thing, it's gonna be in conjunction with the YouTube. I'm not giving up. No, Patreon is just gonna be uncut for certain stuff. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And if I do put a membership or subscription shit or whatever, it's just gonna be like $1 or some shit like that. Not doing too fucking much. But yeah. Anyway, Gayle King said, "Bitch, I ain't going nowhere." Okay, remember they was playing with Gayle King's job and saying, "Oh, she might be getting fired and all this stuff because of all this bullshit that's been going on." Girl, she said, "I ain't going nowhere, so don't even worry about that." Bitch, let's get into what we need to get into too. Dwight fucking Howard and Amy Luciani. Bitch, I had no idea that lady name was really Amber Rose. I said, we got another dumb bitch. No shirt. No shade. I'm just saying, okay? Because why would you do this? First of all, you dumb as shit for marrying that man. All right? Like, okay, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. You know, I don't like talking about people's sexuality and all that stuff, whatever. Y'all know I be the main one. And then I'm finna be up here and go against what I be saying. But when people be playing in your fucking face and you already know what the fuck it is, I don't feel like it's a problem to say what I'm about to say. Here's the thing, bitch. Okay? Now, I'm one of the ones, and you know, you probably could say, oh, maybe because you gay or whatever, you a lesbian and all that shit. Nah, because there's some lesbians that don't fuck with the bisexual women, and there's some lesbians that don't like bisexual men too. Okay, so no, that's just not what it is. It's just that I'm just very open-minded. What's that bitch named Jessica White literally said something talking about some, because it was like, what is something that's okay for a woman to do but not for a man? And it was like being bisexual for a woman is cool, but for a man, it's a no. When I look up the definition for bisexual, it does not differentiate between man and woman. Like, I need y'all to get up out of that fucking mindset. People are so fucking homophobic towards men, especially. Like, yes, women have a hard time too being lesbians, but men have a harder time being gay, especially black men. And it really, really irks my nerves so much. And then you wonder why you have DL men. You wonder why you have DL men, because it's the way that society and people think about gay men, you know? And it's just like, oh my God, can we get up out of that mindset? Mind you, I'm a bitch that would not give a fuck. If I was straight, I'll go with a bisexual man. That's maybe because I'm fucking free. Like, it ain't even nothing about being free. Like, I understand what it is. And truth be told, some of you bitches, let me take that back. Some of you women, y'all be kissing y'all friend and licking y'all friend sometime and go back to your little boyfriend or whatever. But you got a problem with it, bisexual man. But that's your preference. That's what you like. That's what you like. I'm not here to tell you what it is, but I'm just saying, me, I understand it and I don't have a problem with it. But at the same time, when it comes to a nigga like Dwight Howard, stop playing in motherfuckers' faces, bitch. Like, I say all that to say it's 2026. And at the time, it was 2025 when y'all hooked up and got married, which was stupid as shit. Okay? When Amy Luciani and him came out and said that they was together, I was confusion. Okay? And the only reason why I was confused, because this was around the time where Dwight was going through that court case and being sued by that boy, that man who said basically he was strangling him and doing all this shit on a hookup. Yeah. You know, they was hooking up. Okay? And people had already had questions about his sexuality or whatever. I really didn't give a good goddamn. But then when you had this little court case and, you know, and confirmed it, yeah, he like a little dibbling dabbling. Okay, cool, whatever. And truth be told, I really feel like he wants to be with a nigga. And I feel like he in the closet still, even with the little court case and all of that. And I feel like because of all of that shit that was going on, this is why that relationship between him and Amy got together. It was of convenience to try to sway the narrative of what was going on. Typical move, okay? And a lot of us saw right through it. But a lot of us just stayed quiet and said, let's see how this play out. Now, we knew it wasn't going to last. No shade, okay? And it's not like we want bad things to happen and want people to break up. We want people to be in love. We want things to work. but we also got common sense and we see what it is, and you can't pull the wool over our eyes, okay? But we're not gonna say it out loud. We're just gonna sit back and observe. And baby, we didn't think that it was gonna fall apart the way that it fell apart, okay? That's one. That girl, you go from being with this dude, and you go on, y'all was like YouTube stars and all that stuff. I remember when they was on that reality show that was on those real estate ladies, I think in Atlanta, and they was trying to get their first home or whatever together. And then she gets on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and her man, they're no longer together. You know, they built a big platform, and then they're no longer together. And then at one point, you know, they did get back together. Then they broke up, or whatever. And then next thing I know, she with Dwight Howard. I said, now how the fuck we go from ABC all the way to motherfucking P, bitch? How we skip all the way over there? We skipped a few chapters, and I was really confused as to how that happened. Who linked them up? Okay, so they linked up, and I was just like, this is weird, but okay. And then this is around the time when Royce came out saying some things, and she did an interview. I think, did she do an interview with Carlos King or whatever? And I know a lot of people were saying that she just needs to be quiet or whatever, and she's coming off this or coming off that. I will tell you this. I've never doubted one word that Royce said about that man. Okay? Never doubted one thing about that whole situation that they was in. I always believed her. Okay? I always believed her, because motherfuckers with money in a secret, they will do any and everything to try to control that shit, right? And so, at that point, we found out they was together. Then we found out that they were engaged. Then we found out that they broke up before the right after the engagement. And then we found out that they was married. I said, now hold on. Mind you, all of this happened in the span of 5 minutes. Literally. In the span of 5 minutes. I said, give me time to catch my breath. Like, I'm trying to catch up, and I'm trying to understand, like, how did we get from here to here? What's going on? When we break up before after an engagement, baby, I'm not getting back with you. I propose to you, and you say yes, and then something goes down, and we break up before we actually get married. That engagement off, the wedding is off, everything is fucking off, bitch. We're done. We're done. Ain't no coming back, okay? You can't beg me back. I don't want you back, because I'm the type of bitch, my feelings will get hurt, and I don't trust you after that. I don't trust that you won't do some shit like that again, regardless of what it is. Because I'm going to tell you this, it ain't going to be me. Because if I call it out, bitch, I'm calling the whole thing off, you know? And then we get back together. They got back together. And then I ain't heard nothing from them. And then all of a sudden, like a few days ago, somebody tagged me and something. It was like, did you see what's going on with Amy Luciani? I said, first of all, I haven't even heard that name in a minute. What are you talking about? Bitch, I go on Twitter, and the video is right smack dab on my timeline. I said, is this the whole thing? I found her Instagram account, and that was the video. I watched it on there. I said, bitch, what in the fucking world is happening, girlfriend? Like, sis, what is going on? That man over there, you letting that motherfucker put you through it. You letting that This bitch said, because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And it's just like, I can't do this no more, because Dwight needs help. Like, he needs help. You see this? Like, what is this? It's because of this. It's because of this. It's this. I said, now, hold up. And then proceeds to pour a fucking Ziploc bag full of fucking cocaine. It was powder. I said, not the booger sugar. First of all, you pour a vial out of that fucking bag. You opened it up. You poured it in your hand and said he's out of control and he's doing all this because of this. And on the first watch, I was just so dumbfounded and like in disbelief by what I was seeing that I didn't really catch the fact that when she poured it out on her hand, it was like rocks a little bit. I said, bitch, what? So on second watch, I said, oh my God, is that crack? oh my God, is that crack? Like, what is happening, y'all? And then she went like this. And then a couple of times, I was like, oh my God, so where did it go? Where did it go? Like, did she throw it out the window? Did she sniff it? I was so confused, bitch. And I was like, I know she didn't sniff that shit because those was thick rocks, okay? Or they was little chunks together. I just can't see her putting that up her nose like that fast, right? Not saying that she did it, but because people were saying, like, did she sniff the shit or whatever? No, I think she threw it out the window, for real, for real. But then she opened up the Ziploc bag that was full, and it was a big Ziploc bag full of powdery substance. She was like, it's this. And she put her hand, I said, and she put her hand to her face. I said, wait a minute. We don't do that unless we actually be doing that. Even I know not to touch stuff and put it to my, I said, excuse me. What is going on? What in the twilight? And it's like, I just don't understand. Like, this man needs help. And see, the people around me kept on telling me I need to see him through it and I need to be there for him. I need to be his wife. And see, they the ones that told me I needed to stay to the first time after I broke up with him. But it's like, he's not saying anything about the fact that his daughter, my stepdaughter, has got taken by CPS. Okay, he's not doing nothing about that. But then what really fucked me up is when, because I was lying for him. I was being his alibi and all of that stuff to CPS and everything. But then I caught and I recorded him telling my stepson to lie on me. And I said, there it is. There it is. I said, Amy, get the fuck up off this goddamn camera. And I hate that I have that reaction to something like this because in all seriousness, this is a serious situation. This is a serious situation. Children getting taken from by CPS, being neglected, allegedly, being told to lie, drugs being involved, allegedly, and all of that stuff or whatever. It's just a lot. And she said all of this over the span of 14 months. I've only been with this man for 14 months. Are you fucking serious? And people telling you to stay at all this shit. Y'all don't got kids together. Why are you letting that type of nigga, and I'm talking about Dwight, him, with all his bullshit that he got going on, put you through some shit like this? Y'all don't have kids together. You don't have businesses and stuff together. You are self-made. You can't go on without his shit. You don't need his shit. I'm pretty sure he had you sign a ironclad prenup, and that's why he filed divorce the way that he filed divorce so quickly, because he got all that shit intact. Yeah, a nigga like that, he's very extra, and he's gonna make sure shit is all the way in order that he can't be fucked over, but you can, but yeah, girl, I was just sitting here like looking at the shit. Oh my, what do you want us to do about it? I don't like when people come to the internet and cry. First of all, like, you literally sat there, turned your camera on and cried. Now, if you are in the midst of talking and then your tears well up and all that shit, understandable. But when you are already crying when I punch play on the video, absolutely the fuck not. Okay? Now, you going and you doing all this not no shit. Mind you, Royce has been saying all of this stuff about this situation, and I'm pretty sure Royce don't fuck with her because she probably done said some shit, and they don't like each other because she called the man out and all this other stuff, and probably said stay in your place. And Amy very much gives, well, that happened with you, it's not gonna happen with me. It happened with you because it's you. I'm not you. And yet it still happened with you. You putting up with the bullshit that every other woman probably didn't put up with this man. Right. Royce was saying how they went on trips and stuff, left the kids in the house. The baby had to walk to school in the cold, ain't have a jacket and all. I was like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? Royce got up there. And some people don't like that she was, doing what she was doing. I don't have a problem with any and everything that she said. Because, again, Royce was people was talking down on her. People was telling her that she need to be quiet, need to move on. You're being bitter. You're being miserable and all this stuff. And, oh, you're lying and all this. And you doing the absolute most. Only for this situation to come through and we be like, bitch, Yeah, she was right all this time. I believed it the whole time. You know, motherfucker like Dwight Howard, who has money, is going to use his money when he has secrets. They're going to use their money to make sure that they can silence people. Okay. And I don't need to, I don't understand being with a person like that, especially when you see that he has done this to other people. Like, I just don't get it. So, Amy girl, I don't understand why you got on the internet crying about this stuff instead of just going ahead and calling CPS. Filing for divorce. All right. And then when he eventually filed for divorce the day later, and she gonna say, it's in God's hand or whatever, and he went on ahead and filed, tried to beat me to it and all this stuff when I should have just went on ahead and filed the first time. Bitch, what? He didn't beat you to nothing, because at the end of the day, you will still be there putting up with whatever was going on. You're complicit. You're okay with it. And the only reason why you're not okay with it, or you said something, was because you overheard or you recorded and caught him trying to get his son to lie on you. So you said, oh no, bitch, now it's time for me to say something. If that never would have happened, you still would have been there. We wouldn't have known nothing that was going on. And then for the very next day after that, for him to be at the Lakers game, at the basketball, and I said, first of all, wasn't nobody in the audience really cheering for him. Okay, he was doing the absolute fucking most. I was just like, sit down. All right, you don't want people to think that you on that booger sugar, but baby, you sure enough acting like it. And then going around trying to say that, what Amy was saying was a lie. He's never done drugs and all this stuff. He does not do cocaine and all that. And I'm sitting here like, bullshit. He said, you can't believe everything that people put on the internet. I'm going to tell you this. Given your track record and given what a lot of these stories that have come out about you and how you are, that is a narcissistic ass man, okay? That is a controlling ass man. And the way that he controls the situations around him with money and NDAs and all of this stuff, and make it so that people can't say nothing. Yeah, I don't believe nothing that you're saying, okay? But Amy girl, I don't know what the fuck you want us to do. Like, what was that? Honestly, I don't know if she thought that the people was gonna be on her side for real. But baby, you just gave people a comedy sketch. I hate that, because that's a serious situation. But girl, like, we saw right through it. And I feel like, again, part of the reason why Dwight probably do the stuff that he do is because he is scared to be himself and be with who he actually wants to be with. Read between the lines. Moving on from that. Jesse Jackson Jr. had a problem with the fact that Obama, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, and them, when they was at Jesse Jackson senior funeral, they was up there giving a little speech, they little eulogy and everything, whatever. And they mentioned Trump, and they made it about Trump a little bit. They brought a little bit of politics. But, you got people in there, like, your father is this civil rights activist, famously known. That's his brand. That's what he did. Civil rights is politics, okay? And our civil rights are being infringed upon by this punk in office, this person in office, right? But at the same time, so, it's like kind of a little bit unavoidable. But at the same time, I understand it. Because this probably was the moment that you be like, you know what? I want to honor him. And I don't bring up this bullshit. Because it truth be told, they could have did that without bringing him up. So I'm not necessarily mad at him for feeling the type of way. Also, let's get into this. Egypt. Salt-N-Pepa. Trash, naughty by nature. I don't know where y'all went wrong. I don't. And I hate to say that. If you watch Growing Up Hip Hop, you know exactly what was going on with that whole situation. And for those that don't know, Salt-N-Pepa, a group from the 80s, female women trio. Well, at the time, they were a duo. And then a trio with Spinderella and everything or whatever. Very popular, very famous. Paved the way for a lot of people, right? They just got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right? I think something like that. Mm. Well, Peppa from Salt-N-Pepa. So Salt-N-Pepa's here and we're in effect. Well, push it good. I hate the fact that she turned out though, like, it's just like when they say never meet your idols, which we shouldn't have idols because you shouldn't idolize men, but never meet the people that you like are so much of a fan of because you could be disappointed. And I feel like that's the same thing with never go on reality TV. Like, I don't want to see certain people on reality TV or whatever. Like, no, because I had this image of Salt-N-Pepa, from Salt-N-Pepa. And then when I see her on Growing Up Hip Hop, I said, what the fuck is going on? Like, is she a little delayed too? Like, what's happening? I'm sorry, that's just what it gives. I was like, she gives I'm older, but I'm trying to be young and all that stuff. And I say all of that because this whole situation with her daughter, Egypt, y'all know, well, if you don't know, Peppa and Tretch from Naughty by Nature, they got together at one point. They had a baby. Their baby name was Egypt. Egypt called herself the Princess of Hip Hop. Okay. So all of that was going on, and then as we saw on the show, like, Egypt wanted to do music and all of that stuff. She was so feminine. She was so girly. She was that beautiful black, dark-skinned lady. I was like, okay, yes, like, put her out there. You know what I'm saying? You got the connections, do that. And it seemed like everything was going to go well. I was rooting for her. And then this motherfucking light-skinned devil came into the picture named Sam. And instantly, I knew he was a fucking leech and a mooch, and he was a clout chaser, and he was using that girl and was going to use her to control her. He saw a target because he's older than her. Again, there it is. She's young-minded. There it is. He got her in his clutches, basically took over, and whatever he said, she did. Peppa was all here for it. Peppa was out here for it. Everybody was calling that shit out. That something about him ain't right. Brianna, TT, like, this man is causing rifts in your relationships with your family members who you had good relationships with and you never had these deep of a problem with, right? That should tell you something, okay? That should tell you something. And then your mother is not really stepping in. Your father wasn't really stepping in. He kind of stepped in a little bit towards the end of the show. Now he's calling him a cloud chaser and all that shit. Okay. The brother didn't really fuck with him like that, and I think he just tolerated him. Nobody really fucked with him for real. And the fact that they're still together at this point, I was like, oh wow. And not only are they still together, they're married and they have at least 2 kids together. Mind you, Sam has other kids outside of her. And when we saw him and found out about the kids, he was behind on his child support. And I said, there it is, right then and there. He was also trying to be a boxer at one point. He was also trying to be in the music industry, an artist at one point. And I said, absolutely the fuck not. Okay? There. Meanwhile, we get to this whole situation where we saw the video out of nowhere because Growing Up Hip Hop has been gone off of the air for a few years now. So, color me surprised when the Shade Room and the Neighborhood Talk posted this video of Egypt, who looked totally different from the last time I seen her. You know, she done put some muscle on. I said, all right, you tall, you fit to the motherfucker, bitch. Who you finna whoop ass on? I literally thought that. Before she opened up her mouth, I said, oh, she finna beat somebody ass. Okay. She was up there in that kitchen and she was like, because Christian was up in the box and shit now all of a sudden. And she said, hey, Christian. I said, huh? I know you a woman of God. I'm a woman of God. And, you know, my name is Egypt. You may not know me. I'm the princess of hip hop. You know, my mama is Peppa and my daddy is Tretch. And, you know, I'm also in the boxing or whatever. And I feel like I would be a good first opponent for you. This my first time boxing. This your first time boxing. Let's go up ahead and do it again and do it in the name of the Lord. I said, you know, and I hate the fact that people was making fun of her because of her hair, you know, her split ends and everything. You know, she just need a little trim and all that stuff, and she needs a little bounce at the end or whatever. But yeah, girl, and I let that slide. I let that slide because, you know, that's not. I was just like, girl, whatever. Then come to find out, Christian's supposed to be fighting somebody else. Okay. Then we found out a few days ago that Egypt is fighting another lady, a two-time gold Olympic boxing champion. Oh, bitch, I said what? Excuse me? And then we saw all of a sudden the video that came out of the actual match. And they said Egypt got knocked out right in the beginning of round 2. I was surprised that she went one round with a gold Olympic medalist champion. Oh, twice. I said, first of all, that lady looked a little bit bigger than her. That lady had more skill than her, and I just felt like that was an uneven ass match. As a amateur, somebody that don't know nothing about boxing or whatever, I felt that was uneven as fuck, right? For one. And then the video that they kept on showing was when that lady pop, and then that third pop, she said pop, and then the third pop hit Egypt right here. And that's what knocked her out onto the floor. I said, oh my goodness. Mind you, I saw this video on the blogs, okay? And you know they don't have, you know, they have it like a little bit smaller with all the words on there and all that stuff. So when I actually saw the original video and then the different angles, I had no idea that her face was already fucked up and it was just dripping blood and everything. Her nose was busted and everything. And to see, I was just like, oh my God, this is so brutal. Why is she fighting this lady for her first fucking fight, bitch? I feel like she should have fought her maybe the 10th fight. You know, like she already got her foot wet. Why is she getting her feet wet with this man, this person? Like, no, this ain't the person that she's supposed to be with. What the hell is happening? Girl. And then Trash comes out after this that made its rounds and you had people talking about it and all this shit. Trash came out and let us know that, you know, he don't approve of this. He is over this shit because Sam is a fuckboy and a clout chaser, and he the one that's supposed to have trained her and be her manager and all this shit, and he the one that basically put his baby girl in this bullshit. I said, oh. So now we have a problem with Sam, for real. Okay, and we're voicing it. Secondly, everything's starting to make sense. So you mean to tell me now Sam, who is not a boxer, who ain't boxed a goddamn day in his life professionally, and probably if he did try to box, he actually got trained by somebody who is a boxer or who has experience with being training boxers, people to box? You mean to tell me that he took it upon himself to train this lady just because that's his wife and he probably didn't want nobody else to train her? It's giving controlling. You know what I'm saying? Because why would you do that? You know, it made me think of how when Karen said that she was teaching the NA and the AA meetings because who else better to teach it than somebody that just finished the course and been through the shit? I said, oh my goodness, what is going on? You know, and then I thought all of this has been going on. Her Instagram account has been popping up, and I have been seeing training videos of her trying to train for this fight. And I felt the type of way when I was looking at one particular video. She was doing them squats and stuff and she was jumping. First of all, I said, did she get her titties done? Them bitches were sitting. I said, oh my God, they're not moving at all. Nice, but wow, it looked a little awkward. But then I said, something's not right about this. So I had made a little video and I posted it on my Instagram, and then Bondi had said something about her. It's like there's no life behind her eyes or something that's going on. And I'm so glad that I saw somebody else say what I was thinking when I was looking at that video. Because she was talking about the same video that I was looking at. And if you go, she's doing the squats and she's jumping up doing the jump squats and all that stuff. And at one point she stops I don't know if it's because she was exhausted or whatever. She's pushing herself. There literally, it was blank. And it looked very like, oh my God, what's going on? Now, the people was just trying to say she looked like she was on some stuff or whatever. I'm not going to go that far, even though I finally saw the original video when she was calling out Christian Rock, according to her, to do the boxing against them. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on with her mouth? But I don't know. That's neither here nor there. I feel bad for the situation because it's one of those situations where you literally have no control over it, and she's a grown woman and she's gonna do what she wanna do. And for whatever reason, I don't know if she love that man. She's not gonna go anywhere. People been trying to tell her to leave that man alone for years, and she is still there with him in 2026. And they got kids, okay? And a part of me feels like he trapped her with kids just for insurance to make sure that she don't leave, because yeah, he gives that. He gives that. He gives, I'm gonna try to get you for everything that you got, and then I'll take it in the middle of the night. Like, he probably controls the bank account. I don't know. I definitely can tell that he's controlling her, even though she wants to come out and say that she's doing all of this on her own. When people are being controlled and in situations like that or whatever, they're not gonna come out and say that they're being controlled. That's not how it works. Just like when somebody gets accused of being on drugs, they're not gonna come out and say, yeah, I'm on it. No, they're gonna deny it, Dwight. You know. So yeah, that's just what it is. It's not. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad because then I saw the video of Peppa, who was basically all here for it again. Still, like, your baby is like. And then I seen something that said that she trained for 4 weeks. For 4 weeks. You just started training a month ago, and you got into a ring with a 2-time Olympic champion boxer, gold medal. What? She should have went on here to fought Christian. Like, I'm sitting here like, why would they let that happen? That just the 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And no, if this is really what you want to do, like, we know when you get into certain situations, you box and all that stuff, you're not going to win all the time. You're going to have some knockouts. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, or whatever it is, what it is. But for her first fight to be a girl, anyway, I'm going to pray for the girl. She probably don't want us to, but I just, girl, I guess. She ain't going nowhere. Like, that man is gonna be there. He got his hooks in there. She want him. She right where she wanna be, no matter how people may feel. That is crazy. You wanna know what else is crazy? This Chat GPT. How many of y'all got Chat GPT? Delete it. Mind you, at work we had to take a course on AI. AI fundamentals. I said, oh my God, because it's a possibility that. Oh, anyway, I said, girl, please, ain't nobody trying to do that shit. But former chief linebacker Darren Lee, he was in jail because the prosecutor, I guess he murdered his girlfriend. And they said that this man used Chat GPT to help him with the murder scene. They said that one of the prompts that he asked, he was like, fiance did her crazy thing again. Now she's messed up. She isn't walking, or she's not waking up or responding. What do I do? You call the cops, bitch. Okay. He basically said he ain't know what happened. She wasn't saying anything. That's when I called 911. I was asleep for a long time. And he basically being charged with first-degree murder. Y'all gotta let that Chat GPT shit go. Oh my God. We are making people dumber by the day. I feel like technology is getting more sophisticated, but it's also making people dumber. AI, Chat GPT, like, oh my God, you guys, what should I do? You're grown. somebody's not moving, they're not waking up, they're unresponsive. You call the ambulance, you call 911. The only reason why you did all that because you the one that caused that. Okay? Like, yeah. Oh my God, people are so crazy. People need help. People need, I don't know. I be seeing them stories about the people who literally get ChatGPT. They fall in love with ChatGPT and they basically break up their actual relationship to be with the ChatGPT chatbox. The AI shit. Like, come on, you guys. That's up there. Like, I don't get it. Like, I understand we have a lonely epidemic of going on. Okay, the people are lonely. They want somebody, but you want to talk to a chat box. They're not real. It's just like, oh my God, Lars and the Real Girl. That movie, he was literally in love with that chat box, bitch. Y'all don't want somebody that you can actually feel, huh? You don't want somebody that you can actually lay next to, bitch. Girl, even if it's long distance, y'all get up on the plane and y'all go out there, y'all go snuggle for a little bit, and then y'all come back and then you do it again in the next couple of weeks, and then you do it again for the next month. Like, bitch, what? I don't get it, girl. I don't get it. Because eventually with the long distance shit, that shit gets old. I'll be like, bitch, you going to have to move out here because I'm not moving out there. Like, come on. Like, what's going to happen, bitch? Like, I got 2 bedrooms. Like, come on, what's happening? You know, that type of shit. Like, what? But a chat GP, oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Help him, Lord. I was about to say something else, bitch. Oh my goodness. First of all, and this wasn't what I wasn't gonna say, but the Bad Boys for Life tour, I did not know that shit really was gonna happen. And I thought they were struggling for some stuff, whatever. But you know, that was happening. I didn't know it had already started. All I know is, again, randomly was on Instagram and the shit popped up on my goddamn timeline. And you want to know who account popped up on my timeline to make me go see what was going on? Baby Blue. Whoa. And I said, Baby Boo, whoa. What the fuck happened? That's what the fuck I said when I seen him. I said, no, this got to be a fake picture. This got to be a fake picture of him. So I go through the account and I said, oh no, this him. I said, goddamn, bitch, what happened? You was eating good, bitch. I don't know, they probably starved you while you was up in jail for that PPP scam. And then you came out and ate everything. And I mean, I get it. You needed some real food. You got some protein in. And you said, I can't stop, won't stop. I said, all right. Listen. I said, whoa, it's right. And I'm a big bitch myself. Like, so, you know, I told y'all, fat people talk about fat people all the time. Bitch, it's just what it is. Baby Blue was always a little stocky. But at one point, he had a little bit of muscle on him. It was stocky muscle, but he wasn't really chunky. You know, he go through his little phases. I think this is the biggest he ever been. And it's so noticeable because he's short. And then, you know, they got big girls can be get oh, Lord have mercy. Y'all like it more when a big dude have his shirt off than a big girl have a little tank top on or a little tube with a little belly out or whatever. Cause let a girl who is an artist gain a little bit of weight. Case in point, what's her name? Georgia, is that how you say it? Georgia, Jorja Smith or whatever. She gained some weight. People was talking about her, and I think she lost it. Noah Cyrus, that's Miley Cyrus' sister. She gained some weight. People was talking about her. And the men gain weight. Yeah, they gonna talk, but they gonna be okay with it. They ain't gonna talk as much as they talk about the women. Cause then they'll get their ass on the stage and have their gut all out. Like Rick Ross will show you his titties in a minute. Like, you know, the double standards. It's just crazy. But goddamn, Baby Blue. Whoa, I said you Baby Blue with you in all red and everything. Bitch, I said, you know what? But they was, And I mean, at the end of the day, they old as shit, bitch. We all around the same damn age. I'm about to be 40 in a few months. Next year, I'm gonna be 40 years old, bitch. Okay. Oh, Lord have mercy. They probably, and I know Omarion is older than me. Omarion is already in his 40s, okay? Bow Wow still look good. I said, oh, Bow Wow, you want to come out with an album with Trey Songz? All right. All right. All right. Like, stop. Because I'm going to tell you something. I actually did like that album that him and Omarion did together. What's it called? Face Off, whatever. I like that. I played that shit out. Bitch, let me tell you something. We had some music back in the day. Young Jock, bitch. Young Jock might be the... How old is Young Jock? Young Jock is 45 years old. Young Jock then went and hit the gym. Young Jock is eating his baked chicken with no skin. His white rice, maybe brown rice. And he is drinking his green juice and his water. That motherfucker said, clank, 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 Pecs. I said, I said, goddamn, Jock. Jocelyn, Jaceel, I've never seen you like that. I've never seen you like that. Even when it's going down, I said, oh no. See, this is what y'all need to be doing. Bitch, I'm finna go in there. Let me tell you something. I've been lifting weights, doing all this shit. I have not missed a day. I'm trying to see what it'll be like if I go a whole month. You know, I'm taking it easy because I don't want to burn it out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have no injury or whatever, but I'm taking it easy, but I'm doing it every goddamn day, right? And I want to see what it'll look like, you know, what it'll feel like after a whole month of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because I have my time where I'll do some and then I'll stop and then I'll get back to it. So I want to be consistent with the weight lifting and stuff like that. Yeah, bitch. We'll see. Okay. What today is? What today is? Today is the 11th. So this will be the 11th day I have done it without no interruption. So, yeah, girl, once I finish this, I'm finna go in there and get that done. But, yeah, bitch, everybody old as shit, and we all got mom and dad vibes. Well, I ain't even gonna say that because somebody gonna say, well, bitch, not me. Well, girl, I ain't talking about you, okay? Ugh. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I probably got some other stuff to say. Alexa Sky, bitch, I sue your ass too. Her friend finally suing her. Or that ex-friend, the one that we saw in that videotape or whatever, him getting jumped and all that shit or whatever. Yeah, I sue your ass too for doing some shit like that, setting me up to get my ass beat. Okay, like, it is what it is. I don't care what the fuck I did. I stole from you, bitch. I ain't jump you. You know? That's just what it is, girl. But anyway, and also, why y'all go down there to Houston for spring break? The peoples was telling y'all not to go down there to Houston for spring break because y'all gonna get scammed. And if what y'all do, y'all went down there to Houston for spring break and y'all been getting scammed out of money. What? And I just been on TikTok laughing like, I heed the natives warning. When they say don't do something, I'm not going to do it, you know? The people say don't go to Hawaii because we got shit going on. And I said, you know what? Respect. And I stand in solidarity. I'm not going to go until you say. Bitch, talking about that, let me tell you something. I don't know why I went on ahead and watched this because usually I don't. But I watched that whole little 4-part episode series called The Dinosaurs on Netflix. It was so good. It was so good. I said, damn, bitch, was I paying attention in class when this was going on? I was like, so you mean to tell me it started raining out of nowhere because the earth was just really just dry as shit, bitch. And at some certain parts hadn't seen water in millions of years, bitch. And you mean to tell me it just randomly started fucking raining and it started raining for millions of years and that's how we got the fucking ocean and everything, bitch? I just thought the world was already like that. Girl. I was in there like, bitch, what? I was at work in the break room. I'm just sitting there like this. God damn, this is interesting as shit. But you know, they ain't have to start it off so violent in the beginning. I said, "Oh my God, is kids watching this?" That's what hooked me in. That's what hooked me in. I ain't even gonna hold you. And then we all know the stories of the dinosaurs, especially when they died. When they died in the fourth episode, I was just like, "Oh my God, like the mother and her child." Oh, oh. And how the dinosaurs, the birds are descendants of the dinosaurs, bitch. I said, "Oh my God, bitch, what?" Now, somebody is in the comments, if you made it to all the way to the end, somebody is in the comments going like, "Well, duh." Well, bitch, I didn't know that. And if I did know it, I'm about to be 40 years old, bitch. I learned all of that shit in science class when I was 18 and down. Okay, bitch? Girl, that was too many years ago. That was too many years ago. I'm not old. I'm not young like that no more. Mine don't think like that no more, okay? It is what the fuck it is. I ain't know. I ain't remember. But I was fascinated as fuck. I was like, "Bitch, you mean to tell me we got dinosaurs on the earth, they flying above us, these little raggedy ass pigeons?" Okay, when they showed the ostrich, I said, "Yeah, that makes sense." And they was showing how this, I was like, "Oh, bitch, y'all gotta watch it. It's cute. It's cute. It's real cute." The little shit I be finding, I'm telling y'all, girl, I am telling you all. But anyway, I cannot believe this shit right here. What happened, girl? Um, Y'all enjoy yourself. Let me get the fuck up off of here. Um, yeah, bitch. Cause I'm actually hungry and I gotta do my exercise too. And I'm cramping. And y'all, I push through it. It be so many times I be wanting to give up and I be like, "No, don't do it, don't do it. Just go ahead and get it done. Knock it out, knock it out." And I do and I feel better. I love that about me. But anyway, you guys enjoy yourself. Please be safe. Girl, the weather is frightful and delightful at the same goddamn time. Y'all be safe out there, okay? Really, really be safe. And thank you for rocking with me. And if you watch this to the end, I truly appreciate it. And no, bitch, I'm not, because I know it look like I'm about to doze off. That's what it's looking like. Because I am tired, okay? So no, I'm not. I'm sober. I'm tired, but I got to get up and do some shit. And plus, it's that time of the month, so that's why I'm actually tired. So yeah, girl, it's right at the beginning. And bitch, today drained me. Today drained me, bitch. Why did they play us? Let me get off of here, bitch, for 1 second though. We come there and they had one smart being full of books to do to get out to the people. Fine, man. Girl, after we did that shit, probably like 3-4 hours went past. Why the fuck did they come back with 4 more? I said, "Bitch, who the fuck finna do this shit? We just got through doing all of that. Who the fuck finna do that?" And we had 3 the other day. And if you don't know, them smart beings, I'm telling y'all a lot of shit like y'all know. It's big as shit. Take a fucking garbage can that's outside, the recycle bin and shit. Take probably a little bit off. That's how big the fucking smart bean is. That size, bitch. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But anyway, like I said, you guys enjoy yourself and be safe. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.